The Saug, probably one of the most questionable guns out there. Some say it's perfect, one of those SMGs that can do it all. Close range combat to medium range is pretty solid, and if you learn how to tap fire, you can even engage with snipers at long range. But others think that it donates a little too much sauce, especially if you decide to use them as the dual akimbo Saugs. But regardless if you love this weapon or hate it, I decided to go ahead and test out all of the attachments to form the best class setup for this gun to hopefully help all players out there to have a great experience while using the Saug. The Saug is absolutely insane. It gives you the mobility to move at the typical SMG speeds, but at the same time the gun hits like a truck. It has to be my go-to SMG in this game at the moment because it's easily the most reliable. In order to do good with the Saug, you will have to play close quarters, run flank routes, and play aggressive. If you're planning on holding down a specific spot in the game, I would highly suggest using another weapon that would further fit your playstyle. Usually when using SMG, you have to use them on specific maps that are SMG friendly. But maps such as Jungle, I still find the Saug to be very effective. I can tend to stick to SMG specific parts of the map, but at some points in the match, you'll be forced out of your comfort zone, making you play in situations that you would rather avoid. The majority of the time, if I'm using an SMG like the Spitfire, that would instantly mean the end of my streak, but the Saug is a different story. I find myself plucking targets off at pretty far ranges. Now, it won't kill a sniper across the map pretty easily, but anything a little further than medium range and closer, you will easily melt your opponent. Now, that's enough of the playstyle of the weapon. I think pretty much everyone knows how to handle an SMG. Now, what about the class setup? Have you ever wanted to feel like you couldn't be touched? Like you're not able to be hit by a single bullet? Well, I got a class for you. You can already move pretty fast while using an SMG, but the Saug specifically has 2 stocks that you can put on your weapon. This is literally the definition of OP. The Saug does not need any grips, quick draws, or even fast mags. I think there's enough bullets in a clip that you can easily wipe out 2 to 3 up close, possibly 2 medium range if you have a good enough shot. So I would say invest the rest of your class points for the 2 stocks. This makes the Saug almost an unbeatable gun. Now when you engage someone at close range, all you have to do is strafe left and right, and they cannot touch you. You move so quick that if you go up against pretty much anyone who is using an AR, you will be able to pretty much outmaneuver them, and more than likely probably outgun them too. Even at long range, if you're nasty on the keys and the sticks, you can pretty much outmaneuver someone at that range as well. I would suggest using the elo sight on the Saug just because I personally think it's better for close range engagements. I don't run into too many issues while trying to kill people at long range while using an elo sight, but if you really want that extra magnification to help you land those shots long range, then you should switch to the regular free flex sight. As you can all see, I don't bother using any secondaries. I think it's a waste of a class spot. You can just pick up any other weapon you find from someone that you kill to use as your secondary. So then you can pretty much use 2 primaries, both with attachments for the cost of no class spots. Same thing with equipment. I never bothered to use any of that. I usually just rely on my gun to do most of the work. And also a lot of these specialists like Ajax and Battery already come with grenades and flashes that you can use multiple times in one life. The only thing I really use out of these 3 is the stim shot. The stim shot is probably the most overpowered thing to ever be introduced into COD, especially since you can self-heal now. Stim shot allows you to heal quicker and more often, and also allows you to heal while holding and firing your weapon in the other hand. In a game that revolves around healing and having more health than your opponent, even if it means ducking back behind cover in the middle of a gunfight to boost up that extra health to finish a guy off, healing faster could pretty much more than likely determine if you win or lose a gunfight in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So stim shot is mandatory for all of my classes in this game. Sniper classes, SMG classes, LMG classes, AR classes, everything. Stim shot must be used in order to maintain a smooth flow of excitement and fun for this game. But trust me, for a Saug class that revolves mostly around running and gunning, stim shot is much needed. Then last but not least, the perks. I'm going to tell you all of this right now, so when I make future videos on class setups, you will know this, and I won't have to repeat this over and over. I use pretty much the same perks for all of my classes. I don't really think there's any other better way to play a Call of Duty game not using these perks. Perk 1 I use Scavenger, Perk 2 I use Lightweight, and Perk 3 I use a wild card for Perk 3 Greed to get 2 perks and use Ghost and Dead Silence. Scavenger is essential for Call of Duty. COD is a game that revolves around getting streaks, and in order to get high streaks, you need ammo, and lots of it. Now, of course, you can pick up someone else's gun, but I feel like you do best when you get in a rhythm with your own weapon. If you're forced to pick up someone else's gun, you're forced to switch up playstyles, which might destroy your chances of going on a streak. Now, I usually always pick up a secondary off of a dead body, just in case I desperately need a secondary, and, I can't reload my primary fast enough. But I think you should always have ammo that you can play to start to finish with one life while using the same gun. Also, when you're using the Saug, you will mostly be up close and personal, so more than likely you'll be right next to the bodies anyway. So picking up scavenger packs won't be that difficult for this class setup. For Perk 2, I use lightweight, because for some reason I always think the faster the better. I feel that lightweight can help you get to parts of the map a little bit faster before enemies, especially in domination when you try to rush the B flag. But it is also good for fleeing, giving yourself more distance from an enemy if you aren't confident enough that you'll win that gunfight. So Saug plus 2 stocks plus lightweight equals god tier speeds. Then, of course, for Perk 3, I use Dead Silence because everyone and their mothers are pretty much using headphones nowadays, so people are constantly listening for footsteps. Also, your footsteps are insanely loud in Call of Duty Black Ops 4, so if you want to be able to hit some nasty flanks, you need to use Dead Silence. Then we got Ghost on, which is crucial in any Call of Duty game. UAVs are the easiest kill streaks to get in a Call of Duty game, and you will typically see a couple of UAVs at least in every lobby you play. Let me tell you how bad it is to run around without Ghost on when a UAV is in the sky. You might as well not move from your spawn, especially in game modes like Domination or Hardpoint, because you will be spotted instantly on the minimap while trying to rotate around the map. While using the Saug, you don't want to be recognized and forced into any rough engagements. You want to stay one step ahead of your opponents. You also don't want to get caught flanking on the minimap. Nothing breaks your heart more than a flank killer. So please, trust me, Ghost is a must-have perk for the Saug class. Alright, that's about it. So I hope these tips and tricks helped you all while using the Saug. Don't forget that this SMG should be used more on the aggressive side, especially since you will be using 2 stocks on this weapon. Mobility is key to survival, and outmaneuvering enemies will really help you win more gunfights. Remember to try to stay close and personal while using the Saug class setup, since you'll be using Scavenger as well. You should be able to pick up plenty of ammo from being close and personal, allowing it to last longer per each life. Last but not least, remember to try and learn the different flank positions on each map. Learning how to flank on some maps while using Ghost is very effective and can lead to some pretty clutch wins if used correctly. But as always, I thank each and every one of you for checking out this video. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed, dislike if you did not enjoy, and subscribe and hit that bell notification button to see more content. Also, if you want to chat with me and stay up to date on my stream schedule and YouTube schedule, you can follow me on Twitter as well, @JBoneman. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.